Hey guys, I'm Sonika. I've been using my Nikon Coolpix P500 for 3 years now. And as I keep using my camera, I come to know various new features and insights about it. And I shared 50 such insights and tips with you last year in my 50 tips for Nikon Coolpix P500 photography video, which I made last year. So I decided to make a part 2 of that video where I share with you 50 more such tips and insights. These rules can be applied to any kind of point and shoot camera. The rules will be the same, and if you find these tips to be useful, please give me a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. It really helps me guys, and also turn on the bell icon to be notified whenever I post new videos. And here are my 50 tips.
Please subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell icon to get notified whenever I am on YouTube. Thank you. 50 tips for Nikon Coolpix P500 photography Part 2. Know your location. Learn to location scout before the actual shoot for landscape and night photography. It is also good to do the same for outdoor portraits, architecture photography, etc. Be comfortable. The best investment for a photographer is comfortable clothing and a good pair of shoes. Having comfortable footwear is essential as you may have to stand or walk for hours. Charge your batteries. Don't assume your camera's batteries are fully charged. Make sure they are. Charge them before you start clicking so you're certain there's enough life in them, and invest in spare batteries if you regularly find yourself shooting beyond their capacity. Keep smaller memory cards. Instead of having a large 128GB memory card, it's better to keep 3 or 4 32 or 16GB memory cards. Because if you lose the large memory card or if it goes corrupt, you risk losing all your precious images. Camera accessories. Here is where the P500 gives you a massive advantage. Its compact size makes it very travel friendly. So you can carry camera accessories with it like a tripod, extra lights, filters with less hassle. Focal length. A wide angle focal length, meaning focal length below 35mm, can give the impression of increased distance between near and distant elements, while telephoto focal lengths appear to compress perspective. Consider this when you're framing a shot and position yourself to use the focal length that's best for the image, rather than simply choosing a focal length that fits everything in. Use the hyperfocal distance. If you want to maximize the depth of field in your shot at a given focal length, then focus manually at the hyperfocal distance, the point at which everything from half the hyperfocal distance to infinity will appear sharp. Identify your subject. Trying to put too many elements in the frame will only result in a messy composition. By setting a clear point of interest, you will be able to direct the viewer's attention to the point you intended. Shoot the sunrise and the sunset. In photography, the hour just before the sun rises or before the sun sets is called the golden hour, because the sun is lower in the sky and the light is softer and warmer. Whether you're shooting landscapes, portraits or still life, using the early morning or evening light can give your photos a serene feel with its warm glow and the long shadows it casts. Embrace shade. If there is no way you can make the available light work for your photo, shoot in the shade. You'll get a nice even exposure with no patchy highlights throughout your shot. Stay present, lower the camera to take in every scene and enjoy the moment. When shooting a stunning sunset in the mountains, having your eyes glued to the viewfinder might make you miss the way the forest behind you is lightened by the last rays of sunshine. Just click. If you doubt whether to take a picture or not, take it, snap it. If you don't like your picture, you can always delete it. But if you lose the moment, you will not be able to turn back time and catch it. Zoom with your feet. Wherever you can, move closer to the subject instead of zooming in with the camera. Zooming in too much can pixelate your photos and increase the chances of getting camera shake in your precious photos. Transmit emotions. The ability to compress a strong emotion within a single frame is one of the main differentiators between an average shot and a masterpiece. Before you press the shutter, create a mental image of the story you want that shot to tell and use all the tools you have to make it happen. Ready-made presets. Nikon Coolpix P500 offers scenes, effects and presets for different kinds of photography: night, portrait, landscape, food, etc. Do experiment with them from time to time and see which ones work for you. I'm a big fan of the night landscape mode for some low light photography. Straighten up. Use the framing grid on the P500 to help you level your horizon in the camera itself. To get this grid on the monitor while clicking, go to the setup menu, monitor options, view or hide framing grid and turn it on. Check the frame edges. It's easy for unwanted elements to creep into a shot. So check your camera's LCD screen once the shot is taken. If there's anything untoward in the frame, simply adjust your composition and shoot again. Layer your images. Have things in the scene that are different distances away from the camera. Essentially, you want a foreground element, something close, a middle ground and a background, something far away. Turn around. When you're staring at your LCD monitor, just itching to take that perfect shot, take a moment and look around you. You never know what you may find. Embrace negative space. When you include a lot of empty space in your photo, your subject will stand out more and evoke a stronger reaction from the viewer. Shoot with your mind. Even when you're not shooting, shoot with your mind. Work out how you'd compose a picture of that scene over there that interests you and what sort of exposure you might use to capture it best. Shoot videos. In addition to photos, also consider filming videos with your camera. Videos taken with the P500 are of relatively high quality, 1080p in 30 and 60 fps. You can also very easily shoot fast motion and slow motion videos in the camera. Photograph like a child. What does it mean to photograph like a child? It means to not censor yourself while you are shooting. Photograph whatever the hell you want. Update your firmware. Firmware is the in-camera software used for processing images, setting a whole range of parameters, and even controlling what features are available to you. Check Nikon's website to ensure your digital camera's firmware is as up to date as possible. Photograph what you fear. We very well know what makes us afraid. We're afraid to photograph strangers. We're afraid of hiking to high cliffs. We are afraid of bugs and insects. Rather than trying to avoid what you're afraid of in photography, channel that fear into becoming more fearless and creative. Be steady. Shaky hands are just as bad for P500 images as they are for larger cameras. When in doubt, take multiple photos by choosing the continuous release mode. You may also try some remote photography via the SnapBridge app to avoid camera shake while pressing the shutter release button. Post-process in camera. Another added advantage is that the camera also does some post-processing for you. While reviewing your photos, press OK to browse through a variety of presets or press menu for so many in-camera editing tools. Shoot for yourself. Don't think about what others may say about your image. If you like it, it's worth publishing. Try bracketing. You can bracket your photos in the P500 by playing with the exposure compensation option. Click 3 to 5 images at different exposures like -2, -1, 0, +1 and +2 and merge them in any editing software like Photoshop or Lightroom for a perfectly exposed image. Expose for the highlights. It is far easier to recover detail in areas of shadow than it is to disguise burnt out highlights. So when the contrast is high, expose to preserve the highlight detail. Look for symmetry. In photography, symmetry usually means creating an image that can be divided into two equal parts, that they are mirror images of each other. So use the framing grid to line everything up perfectly. Look for curves. Curves are even more dynamic than diagonal lines. These can be used in nature shots where curved lines help highlight specific landmarks. Shoot light trails. Lock the camera off on a tripod and go to the scene mode, multiple exposure, lighten, nightscape plus light trails. Now the camera will click an image every 4 seconds with a 4-second shutter speed. After clicking 50 such images, the camera will stop shooting. For light trails, I don't think you need 50 images, so I click one image, then press OK so that the camera can process that one image and give me my light trail. Share your work. Post your images on social media and start working on a professional photographer website. This is the first step to help you build a powerful personal brand. Print your photos. I know the B500 does not give you the image quality and sensor size of a DSLR, but that is no excuse to not print your images. You may be able to spot a few mistakes which your backlit monitor was hiding. Network. The reason you should network with new photographers is to be able to ask questions and to look for inspiration amongst like-minded individuals. You can participate in a photographer meetup, join a photography school or club in your area, or join a Facebook group dedicated to the craft. Get feedback. It's great if you can get other photographers to give you constructive feedback for your work. That's where joining a photo group can be of great use. But don't take the criticism to heart. Use it as a tool to improve. That's all. Show your best work. We're always being judged based on the last photo, project or exhibition we put on. As a practical tip, only show your best work. Don't force it. If you are forced against your will to take photographs every day, you're going to end up hating it. Only take photographs when you like it. Remember, the point of photography is to enrich your life, not to be the world's best photographer. Study photos, study the photographs of others and ask yourself, what do you like, what do you dislike, what could you improve? Read and get inspired. There are several photography books and blogs out there which regularly publish resources, articles, reviews and photo stories designed to keep you informed and inspired with the latest in photography. Don't compare. Don't compare your photos with anyone. That's right, anyone. Except for yourself. Don't see where others are going. Concentrate on your photography and learning. Break the rules. Once you have learned the rules by heart, break them. But please learn the rules first, as you will need to understand what makes those rules so great in order to break them effectively. Analyze your old photos. Be your harshest critic. Study your images and learn from your own mistakes. Or if you find your images are perfect, quit before they are not. Get creative. Constantly stepping out of your comfort zone is key to creative development. Keep challenging your creativity by shooting under different conditions, using a variety of focal lengths, and finding new subjects. Protect your camera. Take good care of your camera by protecting it from dust and moisture. Store it in a cool, dry place with proper ventilation. Make sure the lens cap is on and the batteries are removed when you store it. Give more. I think the only way to be successful as a photographer is to create value for others. The more you give, the more you receive in return. When you help someone with their photography, you will achieve better results in your photography as well as your life. Revisit your work. Do a review of your archives on a regular basis. The longer you photograph, the more diamonds are hidden there. Pursue a photography project. Give yourself a photography project and start shooting towards that rather than just clicking random snapshots. This is the best way to start bringing your own thought processes into your photography. Keep shooting. You can take all the photography courses you want or read every photography book, but nothing will help you take better photos than just going out there and doing it. and learning your own personal lessons.
So many of you guys have messaged me that you are finding my content related to the Nikon Coolpix P500 to be very useful and insightful. Thank you so much guys for your support and your kind words. They really make my day. And if you found this video to be useful, give me a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you still have any questions related to the Nikon Coolpix P500 or in general about photography. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also turn on the bell icon to be notified whenever I post new videos. Here is my previous 50 tips video. Please go check it out guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more such videos every Wednesday on my channel. Bye.